One of the things I pay the most attention to when I'm learning a new piece is the time signature, which is the topic that I would like to talk about today. But before we get into that, I think it would be helpful to clarify some of the related terms. First, we have the beat. You can think of a beat like a heartbeat or a metronome or the ticking of the clock, something that moves forward at a very steady and regular pace. Now, these beats are grouped in certain patterns, and we have the measure lines that divide those groups. And each group is called a measure or a bar. And the time signature tells us how those beats are going to be grouped into measures. So then, what is tempo? The beat always has to stay steady, but it can move quickly or slowly as long as it's steady. Tempo tells us how fast or slow the steady beat is moving. Then, what is rhythm? Within the structure created by the time signature, we can vary the lengths of notes or rests to create all kind of different patterns. And that's what we call rhythm. Today, we are going to focus on the time signature. Why do we need time signatures in the first place? Why do beats need to be grouped into measures? Should we express music differently depending on the time signature? If so, how? There are many things that can make us think that was such a good performance. But one of the things that's always there in a good performance, even though we don't consciously notice it, is a strong and stable sense of meter. We probably don't think, oh, the performer expressed the time signature really well, but we can feel it. It might make the music feel very calm, very comfortable, and organic to listen to. Or depending on the tempo and the piece, it can make it feel very exciting and energetic. So even though it's not something that we consciously notice, how clearly we feel the time signature in a performance can make a huge difference. So there are many different time signatures, but there are ways to classify all of these time signatures. Mainly there are two ways of doing it, but today we are going to talk about just one of them. So using this system, we can divide these time signatures into three categories: duple, triple, and quadruple. If the top number is 2 or 6, it's the duple meter. If the top number is 3 or 9, it's the triple meter. So now I think you can see the pattern. We're multiplying by 3. So for quadruple meter, if the top number is 4 or 4 times 3, so 12, it's the quadruple meter. So why do we classify them this way? To understand that, there's one concept that you need to know. It's upbeat and downbeat. If you're gonna continue studying the music, these are very important concepts. These terms, upbeat and downbeat, come from conducting. So basically, when the upbeat happens, the conductor makes an upward motion, and when the downbeat happens, the conductor makes a downward motion. Okay, so what is upbeat and downbeat? Let's start with the downbeat. To put it simply, the downbeat is the first beat of every measure. The beat before the downbeat, which is the last beat of the previous measure, is the upbeat. The downbeat is usually the strongest beat of the measure. The last beat of the measure, which is the upbeat, is weaker and it leads into the next downbeat. So if we are in 3/4, we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So on 1, down, 1, 2, and then on 3 we're going up. So down, up, down, up. In 4/4, same thing. So we go down on 1. So 1, 2, 3, and then on 4 we go up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But when we move up on the upbeat, the feeling isn't really like I'm gonna lift my hand. It almost feels like you just go up so that you can come back down. So again, the upper motion feels light and it moves toward the downbeat. Now you might be wondering, okay, so how can we express that when we play? We're going to take a look at a few examples. A huge number of pieces start with an upbeat or a pickup note. So in this Chopin example, the piece begins before the downbeat, and here's the downbeat. So the upbeat is always a little bit weaker, and it should feel like it's moving toward the downbeat. One of the ways to express that is to do a slight crescendo into the downbeats. Of course, you don't want to do it too much, but to make this sound more natural, you actually need to feel that you're really starting on the upbeat. And to do that, it's very helpful to count before you begin. So first, you need to know what tempo you want, and once you've decided on the tempo, I usually just like to sing the first few bars in my head. Okay, so I want by the way, we are in duple meter. 1, 2. Okay, so this is the tempo I want. Then I would count at least 2 measures. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. As if the beat has already been going on for a long time, somewhere in the distance. And when you begin the piece, you just simply join the motion. Beethoven's Feuerlied also begins with a pickup. So this piece is in triple meter. That means each measure is divided into 3. If you listen to the beginning without knowing the time signature, it can easily feel like 1, 2, 3, 4, as if we were in quadruple meter. But that's not what Beethoven wrote. And later on, you'll be very confused if you keep thinking of it in 4. So again, count before you start. So again, just sing the first few measures in your head. Okay, 2, 3, 1, 2. If you have the tempo, now count at least 2 measures. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That way you can feel that you're not starting on 1, but you start on 3. And here you can also do a slight crescendo towards the downbeat. Not too much, but 3, 1. So 1, 2, 3. Just to show where the downbeat is. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3. Debussy's Clair de Lune is in 9/8, which is the triple meter. And this piece starts in a full measure, so we don't have that pickup measure. But there is a rest, exactly where the first downbeat would be. You really need to count before you start playing, otherwise it will be impossible to feel that rest. First, find the tempo you want. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we have the tempo. And you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And if possible, keep counting internally. Since it doesn't have a sound on the strong beats, I think that tells us the character of this piece. So it almost feels like 1, 2, something like steps in. It's not, but 1, 2, 3. I feel like the time signature can seem like such basic information that it's easy to overlook it. But understanding where the upbeat is, where the downbeat is, and using that information to make musical decisions is important. Out of everything I talked about today, I think the most important thing is this. Always count before you start, and if possible, keep counting internally. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Good luck with your practice.